Women's History Month is such an important time for us all to remember the important parts that women play in our world.
I think that takes us right into our first interview question, which is, what message do you hope to send to young women who are considering higher education?
Higher education is the one thing that no one can take away from you. It's like a savings account that nobody can hack into, no one can steal it. It's with you forever, and it will serve as a foundation for everything you want to do after that. I see higher education as a springboard. It opens your mind to all kinds of opportunities, and it lets you think about things that you might never have been interested in but for being in a university and having that exposure.
Yeah, for sure. I know my mom always uses that savings account analogy and tells me that it's not something anyone could ever take away from me, so I completely agree.
That's good. Your mom's a very smart mom.
She is. The next question I have for you is, what advice do you have for young women that you wish somebody would have given to you when you were younger?
Well, this is going to sound very strange to you, but my first bit of advice is relax. I worked here at the University of South Florida for 10 years while I put myself through school at night. And when I got out, I was 10 years behind everybody else in my age group. And I felt like I had to run harder and faster to get caught up. And I got so caught up in the process that, 30 years went by and I hadn't gone on a vacation. I mean, I was working. And I think that that's good. That's part of my, my psyche, but I think it's good for you also to stop and savor. Savor where you are, because these are the important years of your life where you're growing and you need time to think about things and see if you want to make a course adjustment. I mean, I worked for my law firm for many decades and never thought of going anywhere else. But yet I find myself here now, and I realize that this is a whole new world to me. And it is fulfilling. It is an experience I will cherish for the rest of my life. And I think you need to have time to think about things like that. And I was just very, very lucky.
I would for sure say that that's some advice I can take for myself, because I'm such a workaholic and can get into the mode of kind of just go, go, go. So taking that advice to relax is definitely something that's probably essential for me.
Yeah, it just lets you recharge and think about what you do. I'll tell you a funny story. I was coming out of law school. So I had gone directly from working here to law school, and I went through in 2.5 years instead of 3. So I was hurrying again. And as I was coming out, my mother said to me, "We want to get you a gift. And we know you've always wanted to go to Eleuthera and go diving. And so we're going to give you a trip to Eleuthera." And I thought, wow, this is great. Mom, instead of that, can I use that money to buy a couch? Which is what I did.
Oh, wow.
I have still not been to Eleuthera.
Oh, no.
So that's what not relaxing will do for you.
I'll keep that in mind if somebody gives me a vacation as a gift. Don't use it on a couch.
Don't use it on a couch. You got it.
My next question for you is, how can being a woman in a male-dominated environment be an advantage in some cases?
There's lots of advantages to having diversity in anything. And it's been proved over and over again. Even Forbes just recently did a study that those businesses that have men and women on a board, that particular company can outperform others by 21%. Imagine to be able to have that kind of a stat just associated with having diversity of thought. And so I think there's many advantages, and I think those advantages are becoming known in a male-dominated world where they realize we can't do this by ourselves. We are better together.
Yes, definitely, for sure. I think that contrast and perspective can be really beneficial in a lot of cases. That actually takes me right into my next question perfectly. How has being a woman impacted you in your career?
It's been a wonderful advantage, and I'll tell you why. I didn't have a lot of women around me. Matter of fact, there were no women around me when I started in my law firm. So here was an entire office of men and me. And they always underestimated me, which was great because I could always blow them away. I'd be more prepared. I had done more research on the things that I wanted to do. and which led me to be in leadership positions. So I think it's actually a benefit because you can surprise people and you can bring something to the table that they don't expect.
Sure, I never thought about it like that. That's very true. So my next question for you is, how does it feel to continue the legacy of strong female leadership at USF?
You know, what an honor. We have had Betty Castor, who brought so much to the table here at the University of South Florida. She had a different perspective that we were talking about just a few moments ago. She came from a political background and she understood how to do things within the Department of Education, within the legislature, and that was so beneficial to our university. And then there was Judy Genshaft, and her love of students was absolutely renowned. And I watched both of these women and I learned things from them, and I'm just so happy to be following in their footsteps, and I hope that I uphold everything that they stood for.
So I just wanted to say thank you so much again for taking the time out to have this conversation with me. It's been very insightful, inspiring even to hear this different perspective on a few different things. So I just want to say thank you so much.
Reach out anytime. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.